Well, it's been 10 months since I set this system up in the house with an asus router, which has the ability to tether to an Android phone as a modem. And the Android phone is an old, very old Galaxy S5. Screen is blank right now. You can wake it up by touching the button just on the tether screen. In any case, it's been bulletproof. The only time I had any issue with this system is after a power failure, because after a power failure, when the router boots, you have to reestablish, you have to check the box again on the tether function to get it to reconnect to the modem and to the router and provide your connectivity. So what I did to prevent any of these issues when we have a power outage or a glitch, I purchased a small UPS, power bar UPS strip light, and it's now powering the router, and the router, of course, is charging the phone constantly. So now when we have a power glitch, up to at least a half an hour, I've checked it for, and it stayed up. It keeps running and everything's just fine, so I don't have to intervene in any way to bring it back. So one of the questions people had was, first of all, does it charge the phone? Yes, it does. It always stays charged. And other questions about, is it getting hot, and worry about the battery? Well, I can tell you absolutely not. Now, I had the display on a second ago, so this phone is actually a little warmer than it was. But I brought in a digital thermometer. So if I look at the desk is 77.5 degrees Fahrenheit. The phone has been on for 6 months, and the temperature of the phone is 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And it also had the display on for a few minutes, which warmed it up. So somewhere probably in the mid 80s is what it would be sitting at. So not a lot more than the surrounding area. So it really has not warmed at all. It barely feels warm to the touch if you pick the phone up. Leaving the display on, it will get warm, that's for sure. So anyway, very happy with this after the time I've had it running. It's providing all of our internet for everything in the home. Now I'm going to go and run the Asus router app for Android, and I'll show you how that looks, and then we'll do a speed test. This is the Android Asus router app running on my phone, and it's a real slick little app. It's great just to show the status of your router. You can make changes and things from it. It's not obviously as full as the router console, but as far as monitoring it, making sure things are working, doing basic checks and small changes, you can do it all from here. So it's a pretty slick little unit. Some of the things that I like to see is I've renamed connections to know what's connected. So down the bottom left, if I click on the devices icon that shows 18, those are all the devices connected to my router. I've got outdoor Wi-Fi cameras, indoor cameras, Chromecasts, thermostats, all kinds of things on here like you would have at home. So that router is currently like powering and controlling 18 devices. And again, no issue, very happy with that. Along the bottom, there are some other functions. Insight allows you to group devices together as in family or cell phones devices. The family icon lets you do internet filtering and processing, etc. through there. Settings gives you all kinds of things that you can do very much, and all through the Android interface. So it's a great little tool just to be able to pop up on your phone and see the status of your router and know that everything's working good or make small changes. Very, very much like that application. So anyway, it just shows you the constant flow of traffic. There's really not much happening at the moment. It shows you in and out. We're going to go now, and I'm going to do a speed test just using one of the online applications. And remember, when I do this speed test, this is an old Galaxy S5 that is powering that router. This is not a super duper new cell phone with modern technology. It's a very old Galaxy S5, and it does everything I need it to do for streaming, for everything without a hiccup. We have no issues with it. So we'll jump over and we'll take care of that, and we'll give that a try. Okay, so we'll try the speed test out here. And this is again using Wi-Fi connected to that router, which is being driven by a Galaxy S5. So I've seen it as high as 100. I've frequently had over 100 for download. Tonight it's evening, but the cell network for what I do, you can see we're going to get at least, looks like at least 10 meg up. So 38 down and 10 up, and we'll just do it again and see if we get any different. So very similar, and it's fluctuating depending on the usage of the cell network and the capabilities of that old phone, as well as I am just one device connected to that router out of 18. So the router is doing other things. I'm not the only one using it. So I'm very happy with the speeds I get. Obviously, if you're close to a cell tower and you have a phone that resembles something more modern than my S5, you're going to get significantly faster. But it's been excellent for everything I do. I have no issues using it. So this is the Galaxy S5 that is driving the Asus router. And I'm going to give it a reboot because this phone has not been rebooted probably since, I'm going to just guess, June or July, and it's now 1st of October. So that tells you how stable this whole system has been. So I'm going to actually reboot it and just see if it makes any difference in running a speed test, etc., because it has been a very long time. So we'll do that. We'll reboot the phone and we'll try a speed test again. Okay, so we'll run speed test now that we've rebooted the phone. And if you look at the top, I've also turned on airplane mode and then activated Wi-Fi, so there is no cellular connection. So we'll run it now and we'll see what we get. Oh, so it does seem to have helped just by rebooting the phone, which has not been rebooted in months. So yeah, we're getting a significantly faster connection by rebooting, so it was well worth it. Again, it's been a very long time. However, it has not made a difference for anything I'm doing. Again, watching Netflix, Prime, anything on the Chromecast, anything I'm doing, it has not made a difference. It's been very, very respectable. So anyway, definitely made a difference to reboot the phone, and which has not been done in a long time. So finally, as you can see from just the short video, it's been bulletproof for 10 months. I have no reservations about having done it. It's been as reliable, if not more reliable, than my hardwired connections from the providers we have in the area that I live. Again, I'm sure many people will have faster cell services and more modern phones, which will give you a much faster connection than I have. But given I have 18 devices connected to this network, the speeds I'm getting are very respectable and do everything I need them to do. So anyway, those of you who have been looking at this, I hope this helps you make a decision.